All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, friends. I'm so happy that you guys could join us this afternoon. I'm Miss Callie from the Abrahams branch of Omaha Public Library, and today I'll be joined by members of the Youth Services Department from branches across the city to introduce you to some great new books. We would like to thank the Omaha Public Library Foundation for funding this program and the Richard Brooke Foundation for funding all of the prizes for our summer reading program. Registration is now live for the 2021 Tales and Tales Summer Reading Program. Now this year, all kids and teens who register for the program can come into one of our branches and pick up their free book here at the beginning of the summer as soon as they register. And then if you complete your 10 hours of reading or listening, you're eligible to come in and pick out one of our fabulous prizes. So this year, you get your choice of a water bottle, pencil case, stadium bag, one of those nice clear bags, or a convertible backpack in a variety of colors, as well as a ticket to Storm Chasers Library Appreciation Night and a coupon for another free book from our Friends of the Omaha Public Library book sale carts. So we've got some lovely options for you. Now, speaking of prizes, we are going to do some door prizes today. So down below me, you should see a button that says click to win. That's just going to be a really short survey to help us get our statistics. And that's going to enter you to win one of our door prizes, which include $25 gift cards to the Bookworm, as well as some book bundles with the books that we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you fill out that survey so that you can be entered to win. All right. Well, I am very excited to bring up our first presenter today, Miss Trina, with her book recommendations. So let me pull that.
Thanks, Callie. Hi, friends. I'm super excited to be here with you today. Again, my name is Miss Trina. I'm the Youth Services Librarian at our Benson Branch location. And my question for you today is, do any of you guys like to be out in nature? Do you enjoy taking walks or listening to the birds sing and smell the flowers that are growing nearby? Take a look around you. Think about what's normally outside your house. Are there a lot of plants? Or do you see any animals? Yeah, well, some of us might live in the city, and that can make it hard to see nature, to enjoy nature. Well, if you have that feeling, you would recognize this book. You might connect with Jayden. This new book, Jayden's Impossible Garden by Melina Magnol, Jayden feels the same way. He wants to be in nature. Jayden's a creative Black boy who doesn't just yearn to be around nature. He finds a solution to create a mystical garden in his apartment building's lawn. Jayden and his wheelchair-using neighbor, Mr. Curtis, uses trash to grow a garden. Yeah, they use trash. The book shows ways to reuse the materials that might be trash for creating an urban garden and provides STEM activities in the back of the book. This makes it easy for our readers to follow along. You could have a chance to make a milk jug bird feeder, which is kind of cool. The author does a wonderful job of expressing just how nature can grow in the roughest of locations, like here in Omaha, and they unite the community with its beauty. This picture book's great for ages 3 to 7. My another book for you I have today, I have a question is, have any of you started a new school recently or found it difficult to make friends? If so, you might be able to relate to this book. This is called The Arabic Quilt, an immigrant story by Aya Khalil, and the illustrations are by Amit Sirmirjan, which can be used for one of our reading challenges if you're participating in the 2021 reading challenge this year. This story is about an immigrant's experience and is recommended for kindergarten through 2nd grade. In Kanzi's first day at a new school, she's nervous about fitting in. Kanzi is an Egyptian immigrant, meaning she was born in Egypt, but moved to the United States recently. Kanzi's experiences teasing from her classmates after speaking a foreign language. The teacher then helps Kanzi and her classmates connect during a creative class project where they make a paper collage quilt with all the students' names written out in Arabic. Kanzi and the other children learn how valuable and beautiful being bilingual can be. And the author includes the Arabic words and their meanings in the back of the book, which you can see right here. You can see them write them out and translate the words. And if you are interested in what a quilt looks like, this is what they do. They write their names on different quilt pieces and put them together. This is such a great book if you want to connect with other friends as well. My next book for you, well, we were talking a little bit about birds, being able to listen to them. This guy is a very special bird. He is called an Australian tawny frogmouth. And this is a bird from the Sherlock Bones and the Sea Creatures. This is the Sea Creature feature. If you're into graphic novels and you love books filled with jokes, then Sherlock Bones and the Creature feature, written by Renly will be just the right book for you. The bird skeleton, which looks like this when he's alive, he is a sleuth by day and a skeleton by night. Sherlock Bones, the investigative rumors of a haunting in the new museum exhibit. Sherlock Bones is a carnivorous Australian bird known as the tawny frogmouth, and he acts as a detective with his stuffed parrot friend, and Watts and Grace, who is a scatterbrained raccoon, to solve these cases. Each panel is filled with facts about different habitats, cryptids, or monsters of the world, and other creatures you might find in the ocean. Between these informative signs, you'll find dialogue that's filled with puns, jokes, and comical mishaps. This graphic novel is really a great read for 4th through 6th graders. If you also like graphic novels, you might be interested in The Fox and the Little Tanuki, which is a manga, also known as a graphic novel. This is written by Mi Tagawa and is recommended for 4th grade and up. The Fox and Little Tanuki is a beautiful tale of Japanese mythology with a 300-year-old fox, Senzu, who must repent for his evil ways by training a young tanuki cub in how to serve the gods. And the captivating story is about correcting one's bad ways by doing good and connecting and caring for the others that you might have hurt. The author does a great job of incorporating Japanese mythology into the story structure. The illustrations are adorable, funny, and captivating. My next book for you is, do you like ghost stories? Then you might be interested in this paranormal series. In City of Ghosts, written by Victoria Schwab, you'll experience ghostly encounters with Cassidy Blake everywhere she goes. Cassidy Blake is used to being surrounded by ghosts because her parents write ghost stories. But now, 12-year-old Cassidy Blake has paranormal abilities. Ever since she almost drowned, she's been able to cross over into the spirit realm. She visits the other side of the veil with her best friend, Jacob, also, who just happens to be a ghost. Yep. Whenever she encounters a phantom, she feels compelled to cross the veil, and Cassidy learns that her summer plans are about to be filled with haunting adventures. As she and her family head to Edinburgh to film a Haunted Cities television show, there Cassidy meets another ghost hunter, and she learns the power to help ghosts move on. However, her visit to Edinburgh turns dangerous as she begins to learn more about her ghost hunting abilities. City of Ghosts is recommended for 4th through 8th graders. It is an older chapter book. And this summer, we will be hosting a virtual escape room based off of this book. That is on July 18th, and you can still get registered now if you're interested. I have another chapter book for you. This is called Framed. Are you interested in any comical mysteries? And if you're a fan of Alex Rider or James Bond or Sherlock Holmes stories, then you might like this. In this entertaining, fast-paced mystery, 7th grader Florian Bates winds up using his amazing skills of deduction to help the FBI solve a theft of stolen paintings from the National Gallery in DC. The paintings are worth millions of dollars, and Florian and his new friend, a Black girl named Margaret, tempt fate as they tangle with a notorious criminal in an attempt to solve the mystery. Their secret to cracking the case? They use toast. The theory of all small things. They look around at all the small details to see the larger truth. With these skills, Florian and Margaret begin their own detective agency to solve other mysteries. The author, James Ponti, writes in a very humorous manner and leaves puzzles for the readers to solve. This is also available as an audiobook, and it is very engaging for the reader to listen to. It's super humorous and a lot of fun. This is a series, so if you like it, be ready to read 2 more that follow suit. Again, I would recommend this book for ages 4th through 8th grade. Well, Callie, those are the books I have for you today. I'm going to send it back your way.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Trina. That sounds fantastic. So if you want to put a hold on any of the books that we're talking about here today, we have put together a custom book list on our website, and there's a link to that under the Ask a Question feature here. So you can just visit that directly, sign in with your library card number and your 4-digit PIN, place a hold and tell us where you want it, and we'll send you an email or give you a call when that book is ready to be picked up. So that way you don't have to remember all of the fabulous titles that we're talking about today. Now, we also have an option, if you haven't had a chance to check out one of our services, we do custom reading lists here at the library, and that is under the Find Your Next Great Read page, where you can tell us the last 2 or 3 books that you read that you really enjoyed and what you liked about them, and our library staff, our RA superstars, Readers Advisory Superstars, will go and find you a list of 10 to 12 items that we think that you would really enjoy. So that's a great way to find new books in the library and stay up to date with what new is coming out, and just kind of use our collective knowledge to get you something to read. And we do those for adults, kids, babies, everybody. All right, so before we go with our next presenter, we're gonna have a little brain break and play a little game here. And I'm gonna test your knowledge of classic children's books, and also how good you are at deciphering emojis. So let me move that so you can see the big screen here. You can go ahead and make your guesses in the chat, or just shout them out at home. We're just playing for bragging rights today as we do Guess the Book Title Emoji Edition. All right, so here is our first emoji challenge. And I am seeing, I'm seeing a boy, and that plus sign, I think that stands for and. And what is that? Oh, I think that's a chocolate bar. Oh, that's very tempting. I haven't had my lunch yet. And is that maybe a factory? Let's see if you guys guessed correct, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All right, let's pull up our next emoji challenge here. So I see a little green dude and some fruit and, ooh, a donut. I'm definitely gonna be hungry here. And a butterfly. Can you think of a book that has Oh, I wonder if that's a caterpillar that eats a bunch of stuff and turns into a butterfly. Let's see. Correct. It's the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Oh, I love that book. Let's see what our next challenge is here. Just going to let you think about that one for a minute. All right, yep, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 little piggies and a big bad wolf. That's a pretty easy one. 3 little pigs, a very classic story. Sometimes have different names. All right, oh, we got another pig in this one. I'm seeing a girl and it kind of looks like a piglet, a little baby pig there. Spider web. And a spider. Can you think of a book cover that has a girl with a little baby pig and a spider web? Oh, I think you've guessed it. Yep, we've got Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. All right, let's see what our next challenge is going to be. Oh, this one might be a little harder. All right, we've got another girl in this one. And a white rabbit, some sort of a clock. Oh, that's a pretty fancy hat there. And looks like maybe they're going to have a party. Oh, I couldn't trick you guys. You got it. Alice in Wonderland. Or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. All right, this one's a little bit more modern. Okay, so I see a dog, and I see a police officer. Is there a modern book series? Maybe a canine thing? Maybe we have a dog, and we have a policeman. All right. Yep. Dogman. There's Dogman. All right, we've got one. Oh no, I've got a few more here. Okay, so I definitely see some tacos. I see something that loves tacos. I love tacos. And let's see, maybe dinosaurs. Dinosaurs love tacos. Lizards love tacos. Oh, yeah, I think those are dragons. I think we do have dragons love tacos. And all right, final one here. Let's see. Well, she is very fancy. She's got a tiara on. I wonder if that is a princess. And then we have a ninja. Or at least there's a person dressed all in black. A princess ninja? Ninja princess? Oh, I think, yep. That's right. It's the princess in black. Great job, everybody. You did wonderful with those challenges. I don't think I fooled you for a second. All right. Well, let me switch over to me. So if you are a fan of the Princess in Black series by Shannon Hale, which I'm a big fan of that series too, I want to introduce you to the Princess Florizella. Written by Philippa Gregory, The Princess Rules. This is actually a collection of 3 shorter stories about Princess Florizella, her best friend Prince Bennett, and her horse Jellybean. And Florizella is different from the other princesses because she doesn't follow the princess rules. In fact, she thinks those princess rules are kind of silly. I mean, why shouldn't she plan to run her kingdom one day? Go and save her best friend from a dragon, even though he's a prince. Disguise a wolf as a golden retriever puppy and keep it as a lap dog. Or go make friends with a giant, even if that is against the rules. This is a great new series by a very popular adult author that is good for reading aloud or for newly independent readers. So it's a good next step if you finished all of those Princess in Black books. And it has a strong, outspoken princess with a generous heart and a little bit of a rebellious streak. So this is out now, and the sequel actually just came out called It's a Prince Thing, where Florizella gets a little brother who wants to be king someday. So that is my recommendation for today, The Princess Rules by Philippa Gregory. And now we're going to move over to Miss Jonna to introduce us to some magical tales. There she is.
Hi everyone, I am Miss Jonna. I am one of the fabulous youth specialists at the Florence Branch Library, and I'm here to tell you about wizards, fantasy books, dragons, and my favorite thing, magic. So the first book I have for you today is super adorable. It's a picture book, and it is called Once Upon a Unicorn's Horn, and it's by Beatrice Blue. And as a picture book, it is recommended for all ages. So this book is great if you ever wondered how unicorns got their horns. This book tells the story of a little girl named June who comes across a group of magical flying unicorns in the forest behind her house. But there's one sad little unicorn that she notices doesn't know how to fly yet. She goes through so many things to try and help this little unicorn. She thinks, what if we ran really, really fast down a hill? But that doesn't work. What if we tried jumping really high? But that one doesn't work either. June goes home and she asks her parents what they think. And they say, maybe the unicorn just needs a friend. And June thinks to herself, what could I do to be a good friend to this little unicorn to cheer him up so that he could learn to use his magic? The next morning, she wakes up and she takes him an ice cream cone to try and cheer him up so that he can use his magical powers. Do you think the ice cream cone worked to help him fly? Maybe. If you want to find out if her ice cream cone cheered up this little sad unicorn and how unicorns got their horns, check out Once Upon a Unicorn's Horn from the library. The next book I have for you guys is an easy reader. It is called Kondu and Kesem, Visit Giant Island. It's by David Goodner, and as an easy reader, it's recommended for kindergarten through 3rd grade. And this is the first book in a series, so if you really, really liked it, there are other books that come after it that you could keep reading. So this book asks, what is better than living on a tropical island with your best friend? What about finding a map that leads you to other magic islands nearby? That would be pretty cool. So this is a story about the two best friends, Kondu and Kesem, and they find this map and it shows them the ways they could travel to other islands. So first they decide they have to build a strong sailboat so that they can sail between the islands. That's a pretty good choice. And then they set off with their map. They take lots of food with them, they play lots of games, and they find their first island. And it's kind of weird. It's made out of not rock and not dirt, but cheese, all different kinds of cheeses. They eat lots of cheese, Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, Gouda cheese, and they get a little tummy ache. So they climb back in their boat and they set off towards the next island. But the next one's a little bit scary. It's made of fire and lava. They don't stop at that island. They just watch it as they go by. They say, it's pretty, but I don't want to stop there. And then they go to another island that might not be an island at all. Maybe it's a giant. They might make friends with the giant, or maybe the giant says, get off my island. If you want to find out all the friends they have on their adventures, and if they make it back home to their island, check out this book from the library. And if you like it, like I said, it's part of a series, so you can keep on reading about Kondu and Kesem's adventures. The next book I have for you is about one of my favorite things, dragons. So this is The Dragon Kingdom of Renly, The Coldfire Curse by Jordan Quinn. And this is the graphic novel series that is based off of the young fiction novel series. So if you like the fiction novels or you haven't read them, but you like pictures a little bit more, this might be a good option. It has beautiful illustrations to go along with the story. And even if you've read the books before and you just wanted to expand on the world a little bit, this is a great option for that. And this is recommended for kindergarten through 4th graders. So the Dragon Kingdom of Renly takes place in a world ruled by dragons. Or is it? This is the story of a young dragon named Cinder, the orange one here, who is sent on a quest from his home island of Crestwood to the castle where the human king lives. His father sends him to find the Scarlet Dragon King. But when Cinder gets there, he doesn't find a magnificent Scarlet Dragon King. He finds a young dragon who's not much older than him. So Ruskin introduces himself as a dragon that is the king's pet, not a king himself. Cinder is worried that this young red dragon might not be able to break the cold fire curse like the legend says he will. Ruskin doesn't even know anything about the Dragon Kingdom, much less how to break the curse. Cinder and Ruskin travel back to Crestwood to speak to Cinder's father about this predicament. Together, they read the legend of the Scarlet Dragon, which says there was once a powerful scarlet dragon who ruled the lands until his advisor told him that the humans were rising up on the edge of the kingdom and that he would need to find a way to protect the dragons. The king went to a witch doctor, and the witch doctor told him of the cold fire curse that would protect the kingdom, but he didn't tell them the price it would have on the kingdom and the kingdom's people. The legend at the end says that only the true Dragon King of Renly would be able to break the curse. Cinder and Ruskin set out on a quest to break this curse together, the young Dragon King and his new best friend. Is Ruskin the Scarlet Dragon of legend that's going to break the curse and save the kingdom of Renly? Or is he just another Scarlet Dragon, and would he make things worse? If you want to read about these two's adventures together, check out this series today. The next book I have for you is also a graphic novel, and it's also about magic. It is called Aster and the Mixed Up Magic by Thom Pico. It is recommended for 4th through 8th graders. And this book, it really has it all. It has a sheep uprising, a magical trickster, a talking dog. What more could you want? Its story tells about Aster, who is a normal 5th grader. She has a dog, she goes to school, she even has an annoying older brother. But she is also the magical host of the powers of summer. With these powers, she is tasked with keeping things running smoothly in her realm. But there are dangerous things happening in her little mountain valley. Sheep have been causing problems. They're knocking over trees, attacking grannies, terrorizing the village. Aster must put a stop to these menacing sheep with the help of the chestnut knights and her faithful dog companion. Together, they find out there is a talking sheep that has been in charge of all of the sheep attacks in the village. The sheep tells Aster the story of how he came across the trickster rapscallion many, many years ago. The trickster turned him into a half sheep, half man, and then when he tried to go back to the village, the people were mean to him. Aster knows all about the trickster rapscallion. He has been bound by the Crown of Seasons for many years, but with all the chaos going on, he's been getting stronger. And when the Crown of Seasons is shattered, Aster has to travel to the realm of the spirit maze to reforge it, to keep the trickster from gaining power. Will Aster succeed in her quest to save reality without the help of her dog friend and the chestnut knights? Sounds pretty dangerous to me. This is the second book in the series. The first book is also really fabulous, so you could check them both out today. The last book I have for you guys today is super cool. It is called The Cassandra Curse. It is the first book in a new duology by Shantae Avasio. And a duology means there are 2 books currently. And this book is based in Greek mythology. So if you're a fan of Rick Riordan, this would be a great book to expand on. And it is recommended for 4th through 8th graders. It is a pretty sizable chapter book. So this book asks, if you had the power to inspire anyone to do anything, what would you do with it? Callie Martinez is a normal 6th grader from Miami, or so she thought, until one night she's on an elevated subway train and the door pops open. Suddenly, everyone is in danger of falling out of the car until she feels a tingling sensation all over her body And suddenly everyone in the car is inspired to help each other to get the door closed and keep everyone safe. The next day, she wakes up and she accidentally inspires her best friend to be her best self and turns her into a mega pop star almost overnight. But before she can really freak out about all the things happening around her, she's magically transported to the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, where she finds out she's one of the 9 muses of epic legend. Callie, is the muse of epic poetry, which is so much cooler than just stuffy old poems. This means she can inspire people to be heroes. If you want to find out if her best friendship can survive being her best friend being a mega pop star, and if she can defeat the evil sirens trying to destroy the muses, check this book out and find out how the Muse Squad keeps it all together. I hope you guys enjoyed my talk about some magic, and I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Callie for our next thing.
Thank you so much, Miss Jonna. Now, if you are a fan of magic, be sure to register for our upcoming virtual Japanese magical journey with Yasu Ashita. It's going to be on June 15th. And Ashita combines Japanese folklore, magic, and origami into a one-of-a-kind program that we're so excited to be able to offer this year. You're even going to learn some origami at the end of it. So that is June 15th, and you can sign up through our website for that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I could use an opportunity to stretch a little bit. And so, oh no, I lost my screen. Okay, first, let's stretch our arms up high. And then we're gonna stretch our arms down low, touch your toes. Put your hands in the middle and wiggle just so. Let's put our elbows in the front and our elbows in the back and our elbows to the side and quack, quack, quack. Good job. Well, I hope that got you in a silly mood. We're going to have a little silly dance party here so that we can wake up a little bit and be ready to listen to some more book talks here. If I can make the music start. I'm going to make the music start, guys, I promise. Everybody ready for this silly dance party? And I hope you're dancing at home along with us. Oh, and you're not hearing any music, are ya? Well, thank you for that hint there, Miss Trina. We're going to try this again. It would not be a library program without at least one technical issue where I forgot to share the audio. But I'm going to back it up to the beginning. All right.
Now this is called the Silly Dance Contest, where the silliest dancer is always the best. You just dance, dance, dance as silly as you please, and when the music stops, then you freeze. Dance any way you want to, dance any way you please, dance any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Hold that freeze as quiet as you can. And get ready for the Silly Dance Contest Round 2. Dance any way you want to, dance any way you please, dance any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Freeze. Like a statue. Now if you look silly, you're doing great. And this time we're going to jump up and down as high as we can. Jump as high as you want to, jump as high as you please, jump as high as you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Stay frozen. Some people freeze with a silly face. And this time, let's dance as fast as we can. Dance as fast as you want to, dance as fast as you please, dance as fast as you want to, but stop when I say freeze. I told you that was fast. But now here's the hard one. Dancing in slow motion. Dance as slow as you want to. Dance as slow as you please. take a partner. Dance as slow as you want to, but stop when I say freeze. One final round of the silly dance contest. Dance any way you want to, dance any way you please, dance any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. And it ends with your arms stretched way up high in the air. And when the music gets lower, everybody shrinks a little lower. And then lower. And lower. And lower.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this silly dance contest. Well, I hope you guys feel refreshed. I certainly do. And I am ready for Miss Rebecca's.
Hello, everyone. Whew. I need to catch my breath. That wore me out. But as Miss Callie said, my name is Miss Rebecca, and I'm the Youth Services Librarian at the Willicather Branch Library. And I'm so excited to share my top 5 favorite books with you today. Now close your eyes and pretend that you are a young fox called a Kit. And you live in a cave with your 6 other siblings and your mother. It's the dead of night and you step outside. What do you smell? What do you see? What do you hear? What are you afraid of? Oh, go ahead and open your eyes. Maybe you thought of a hunter. Maybe you thought of a trap or other animals, humans. How would you survive? The first book that I would like to share with you is called Scary Stories for Very Young Foxes, and it's written by Christian McKay Heidecker. And the wonderful thing about this book is the author writes in a way that it makes you feel like you are a fox. You see the things that a fox sees, you smell the same things they do, and you're afraid of all the things in their world. And that's what makes it scary. And in this book, 7 little foxes called Kits travel in the dead of night against the wishes of their mother to the cave of the storyteller, where the storyteller tells stories that are so scary it will put the white in your tail. And the storyteller tells them that not all 7 kits will make it to the end of the story. That's how scary this book is. So on the black pages in this book, we hear the storyteller talking to the kits. And then on the white pages, you meet 2 special kits. And I would like to introduce them to you. We have Yuli and Mia. Now, can you tell the difference between these 2 kits? That's right. Yuli's leg is shorter than his other legs. So in this book, you read about how their paths cross. And the target audience for this book is grades 3 to 6 or kids around ages 9 to 12. And if you like books about animals like Aaron Hunter's Into the Wild or Braveland series, or if you like scary books like Mary Downing Hahn's Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, then I think you will like this book. If you're doing our reading challenge, this book also fits the category of read a book told from multiple points of view. Whew, I was scared even just talking about that book. So I think I need something to make me happy. It's time for my snack break. But what should I eat? Oh, I think I will eat this donut. Wait a minute. Do any of you like donuts? You do? Well, then this next book is for you. If you like Piggy and Gerald's books written by Mo Willem, or if you like Narwhal and Jelly series by Ben Clanton, then I think you will like this next book called Donut, Feed the Squirrels, written by Mika Song, and it is a graphic novel. Get it? Donut? Do not? Well, I thought it was funny. In this book, we have Norma and Belly. And if I was holding this donut and you were right in front of me, what would you do for it? Would you ask for it politely? Would you try and steal it from me? Well, you wouldn't, but that's not the case in this book. So Norma and Belly, they smell the delicious smell of donuts, even though they've never tasted them before. So they set off with the only collateral they have, chestnuts. What use would squirrels have with money? They approached the donut man, and everything seems to be going according to plan. That is, until the donut man realizes he's speaking to 2 squirrels. Thus begins Norma and Belly's quest to break into the donut truck, steal as many donuts as possible, escape without the donut man coming back, all within 8 minutes. But what happens when things don't go according to plan? Or will Norma and Belly be able to taste the deliciousness of donut, or will they be caught in the truck? To find out, you'll have to read this book. And this book is written for grades kindergarten through grades 2 or kids around 8 years old. And what I liked about this book was the humor, the mischievousness of the squirrels, and of course, donuts. Now, what's your favorite snack? Go ahead and tell me. I'm still thinking of donuts. Now, if I told you you could never eat your favorite snack ever again, how would you feel? Crabby? Well, then this next book is for you. If you like any of our Pete the Cat or Pout Pout Fish books, then I think you will like this book called Hello, Crabby. Now, Crabby and Plankton. So Crabby is, of course, a crab, not so ironic, and Plankton is his best friend. And Plankton is always happy and positive and faithful, even when Crabby is grumpy and just not pleasant to be around. And OPL, Omaha Public Library, owns 5 copies of this book. 2 are in Spanish. And I'd like to introduce these characters to you by reading a small section from this book. And I do happen to relate to Crabby, because if you wake me up before I want to get up in the morning, or if you tell me that I have to wake up very early, I'm not very happy. So, and I'm actually holding my wrong book. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere else. Well, that was silly of me. So I'll just read another section from this book. This one is called just Hello, Crabby, and I believe this is the first one in this series. And so here we go. Here's Crabby, and he says, what exciting thing can I do today? I can dig a hole. I can watch the ocean fill up. I can dig a hole again. I can scuttle the dunes. I can scuttle the water. I can sit right here. Wow, so many choices. Well, it looks like today is a scuttle to the water day. Scuttle to the water day. That sounds like fun. So, I didn't see Plankton in there. I messed up, so you didn't get to see the Crabby one, but that's why you'll have to check it out. So, if you like this book, definitely check it out from the library. And let's see, what do they all have in common? Yuli and Mia, Norma and Belly, Plankton and Crabby. What do they have in common? That's right, they're friends. So, what are the names of some of your friends? Those sound like some great names, but what if you didn't say anybody's name? Well, sometimes it can be really hard to make friends, and that's how Misha feels. And Misha Makes Friends by Tom Percival. Now, Misha is very creative. She loves all things art, playing, painting, drawing, sewing. But sometimes when it comes to friendships, Misha feels like she says the wrong thing at the wrong time. Do you feel like that ever? She also struggles with social cues. Now, what's a social cue? A social cue means if someone's crying, maybe it's not the best time to make a joke. So Misha kind of struggles with that. Have you ever felt like Misha feels? I know I have at times. So Misha deals with these feelings until she discovers someone who seems as creative as Misha is. But will Misha be able to trust this new friendship? I liked how Misha's story shows us how to find friends that are like us, and also how to notice kids who might not be fitting in with the rest of the group. And in general, Tom Percival's books have wonderful underlying themes of managing feelings and building self-confidence, and this would make it a perfect read aloud for kindergarten through first grade. And so sometimes it's hard to say how we're feeling, so let's practice. How are you feeling today? Could you show me with your face how you're feeling? Let's practice. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So I felt happy, and I saw faces that were happy, sad, silly, angry, and all of that's okay. The important thing is that you're able to tell someone how you're feeling. Good job. And if you like this book, if you think it would be something that you could learn something from, then you could read Tom Percival's Ruby Finds a Worry, where Ruby learns how to deal with worried feelings, or how to deal with anger in Ravi's Roar. And speaking of feeling like you're different, this next book, my last one, is also for you. It's called Listen, Different is Good, One Dog's Journey to Find His Superpower. And you might have met the main character of this book. Here's the picture. This is Brady. And Brady had attended the Swanson, Abrahams, and Florence branches for a Read to a Dog program. So in this book, you learn about Brady's story when he was running races and greyhound races, to his time in a shelter where he felt neglected and alone, and to the side because he had a different paw, until he's finally adopted by a loving family. But once he's adopted, Brady feels like, what else is his purpose besides laying around and taking a nap all day long? He thinks he has a superpower, but what is it? Do you have any ideas? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with reading. So, like Brady, do you feel like you don't always fit in? Or have you ever struggled with reading or learning a new subject? Brady knows how you feel. And so for the adults in the room, if you have a child that would benefit from this kind of reading therapy, this would be a great book to read before your first session. Or else I would suggest reading Madeline Finn and The Library Dog. Both of them would go really well together. Also, if you like dogs, might as well check out these books. Thank you so much for listening to my books, friends, and I hope that you will be able to check some of them out soon. And if you're ever at the Willicather branch, I would love to hear about the books that you're reading.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Rebecca, for those awesome recommendations. And those are on that custom book list that we put together, so you can place your holds on those now. And thank you as well for mentioning our reading challenge. Here at Omaha Public Library, we do an annual reading challenge where there are 12 different challenges, so you can do one a month or do them as quick as you want to help you expand your reading horizons. Reading challenges are just a great way to read more books, read different kinds of books, and connect with new ideas and experiences. So we've each at least mentioned a book today that would work for the reading challenges, and these will work for kids and adults. Some of them are easy, some are a little harder. There's Read a Book Set in Nebraska, Read a Book About Animals. I think most of us can get that challenge done pretty well. Read a book with illustrations, or read a book of poetry or a novel in verse. So there's 12 different challenges in this, and this program runs throughout the entire year. So you have till the end of December to turn in your entry form with the books that you read for the challenge prompts, and you can come get a pin from one of from the library locations, and you'll be entered into some prize drawings for that. Plus, you'll get to read a ton of cool new books and maybe discover something new that you love about reading. All right, so now if you haven't had a chance to fill out that survey down below with the button that says Enter to Win, go ahead and do that now. After this break, once we go to our next presenter, I'm gonna go and get our door prizes ready. So we will announce those winners after our next presenter. But before we move over to Miss Chris, we're gonna do one more little brain break here to see how you guys are at guessing book titles based on the first line of the book. So let's go to Guess the Book First Line Edition. And again, you can put your guesses in the chat over there, or you can just shout them out at home. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. Yep, it's the Very Hungry Caterpillar again. We're big fans of Eric Carle here at the library. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing. And Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Oh, of course it's Where the Wild Things Are with Max in his wolf suit. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. And of course, the youngest of those was Madeline. These two very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. Their names are Grandpa Joe and Grandma Josephine. There's that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory again. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I wonder why we call it Diary of a Wimpy Kid then. There's Mr. Greg. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. A told B and B told C, I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree. And of course, chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. The tale of Peter Rabbit. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding, dong, ding, dong. And depending on how old you are, you might not recognize that cover, because there's been some new illustrators doing the little engine that could. All right, great job, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. And now we are ready for our final presenter, Miss Chris, and stick around after her talk because we're going to announce the winners of the door prizes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Miss Chris, and I am a youth specialist at the Millard branch, and I'm excited to share some of my recent favorites with you today. Oh, and Callie, I'm small screen. Will get me back so that way you guys can see my awesome first book, because up first I have Can I Give You a Squish by Emily Nielsen. And this book is all about one of my favorite things, and that is hugs. I mean, who doesn't like hugs? I know I do. I love giving hugs, even if it's just hugging my favorite stuffed animal, like I have my giant Squishmallow right here. I'm giving her a big ol' hug. If you guys have a favorite stuffed friend, or maybe your mom or your brother or sister sitting next to you, you should give a great big hug, because hugs are a lot of fun. But did you know that not everyone likes hugs? Sometimes hugs make people feel nervous and their stomachs feel kind of funny. And in this book, the young boy, Kai, he's a merboy, and he discovers that his friend, the pufferfish, doesn't like hugs. But luckily, Kai's other friends help him come up with some alternatives to giving a hug, like giving a fin bump or a tentacle shake. And Kai realizes that, he should probably ask his friends if they like hugs, and if they don't, then maybe he can ask what kind of greetings they do like. I think that's a good lesson for all of us to consider. I mean, just think about all the fun we could have coming up with some special greetings for all of our friends. And maybe, maybe they'd like a high five, and then a handshake or a fist bump, and then an explosion. Another thing I do want to mention about this is if you are participating in the 2021 reading challenge, this book is a 2020 top shelf pick, so it would fulfill that category. And since it's a picture book, I would recommend it for all ages, because I think everyone could love this book. And now I have Libby Loves Science, Mix and Measure by Kimberly Durting. Mix and Measure is a fun, easy reader that was a perfect book for my son and I to read together. He's 5, so he's starting to read some words on his own. And in Mix and Measure, Libby decides that she wants to make a delicious treat for a puppy party she's going to later that day. So think about this. If you were going to make a treat, what would you make? You know, maybe it could be a cookie, or like Miss Rebecca had earlier, a donut. That's one of my favorites. Or in Libby's case, she decides to make a delicious doggy cupcake. Now, some of you might not realize, but science is actually involved in baking. It's because of all the mixing and measuring and problems you might encounter if you don't follow directions. Because I know teachers and parents are always like, you better follow directions. And actually in baking, following directions is really important. Libby, unfortunately, does make a mistake, and she has to try and figure out what went wrong so she can finish the cupcakes in time for the party. Do you think Libby's going to be successful and make a delicious treat? You'll have to read Libby Loves Science, Mix and Measure to find out. And this is actually part of kind of a series. There's TC Loves Science, as well as another Libby Loves Science push and pull easy reader. Okay. And then I have a really fun graphic novel. This is Simon and Chester Super Detectives by Cale Atkinson. This hilarious graphic novel features the mystery-solving duo of Simon and Chester. Simon and Chester are similar to another mystery-solving duo some of your parents might recognize, Sherlock Holmes and Watson, except, you know, Simon's obviously a ghost. These detectives are on a mission to figure out why there is a mysterious new pug in their kitchen. Can you come up with any reason why there might be a pug in Simon and Chester's kitchen? I don't know if I can, but that's okay, because we can read Simon and Chester Super Detectives to find out. I also want to let you know the graphics in here are absolutely adorable. I mean, who can resist that little pug right there? I kind of want to pinch the cheeks just like they're doing. And finally, in the words of Simon, as it says on the back cover, this book has it all. It has mystery, detectives, danger, excitement, and cookies. And that is Simon and Chester Super Detectives. And then after that, we have a book that is, I would say, a great pick for all those fans of Lauren Tarsis's I Survived series. I have Sarah Journeys West, an Oregon Trail survival story by Nikki Shannon Smith. Sarah Journeys West is an engaging and fast-paced survival story about one young girl's dangerous journey west on the Oregon Trail with her family, who hope to make it to California and make their fortune during the California Gold Rush. Amidst all this action, Sarah has to deal with so many hardships, including racism, terrible weather and terrain, as well as deadly diseases. The Oregon Trail is so deadly that not all of the people who start out traveling with Sarah will survive. This book is part of a brand new diverse historical adventure series called Girls Survive, and it contains other books. I'll see if I can kind of show you the covers. There's Daisy and the Deadly Flu, which covers Daisy and the 1918 flu epidemic, as well as Lily and the Great Quake, which follows the San Francisco earthquake. And there's probably about like 14 or so different titles in this book. And usually if you find one title that's about a topic like, Oregon Trail, you're going to find Lauren Tarsis's book also. So these are great companion series. And I love the fact that girls are the stars of this one. And next up, I have a chapter book. This is called The Canyon's Edge by Dusty Bowling. This is a gut-wrenching survival story written in verse, which basically means that it's like poetry. But to me, it doesn't read like poetry. It reads like a story, and it's so quick. This is about Nora, who suffers from PTSD after the death of her mother. On the 1-year anniversary of her mother's death, which also happens to be Nora's birthday, Nora and her father go on a climbing and hiking trip to a canyon deep in the Arizona desert. And then all of a sudden, a flash flood strikes without warning. Nora is separated from her father as well as her supplies and struggles to survive while trying to find a way out. What do you think about about Nora's chances? And do you think she's ever going to find her father? You'll have to read The Canyon's Edge by Dusty Bowling to find out. The Canyon's Edge, I would recommend it for ages 8 to 12. It was actually a Golden Sower nominee, as well as it fulfills 2 categories in the OPL's Reading Challenge. It's a 2020 top shelf pick, in addition to being a novel in verse. And this is a must read for fans of Gary Paulson's Hatchet series, because I think if you enjoy that you would really, really enjoy this one. And I have one final book for you that I'm going to share with you. And this is Millionaires for the Month by Stacey McAnulty. So I'm going to hold this up. Can you guys tell me what this is? If you said penny, you're right. And now most people probably wouldn't think much of a penny. I mean, it's 1 cent, but a penny really does have value. If a penny was doubled every day for 30 days, you would have a grand total of $5,368,709.12. In Millionaires for a Month, the 2 main characters, Felix and Benji, are on a field trip when they discover a lost wallet, and they decide to take $20 out and spend it on some lunch. Probably not the best decision. And it turns out this wallet belongs to a local millionaire, who, when her wallet is returned, has a very specific challenge for Felix and Benji. If they can spend the same amount of money you would make by doubling a penny for 30 days, so, over $5 million in 30 days, then they will receive $10 million. Imagine what you could do with $10 million. I think I might buy a fancy new car, or maybe some new clothes. I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. Felix and Benji are so psyched and think this is going to be the easiest money that they've ever made. But there's a catch. She has some really specific rules. 1, they can't give away the money. They can't buy physical gifts for other people. They must use what they're purchasing. It has to remain secret, which means you can't tell your parents or your friends. And there are certain items like art and jewelry and real estate that they're not allowed to buy. So that kind of cuts down their choices. I don't know about you, but I don't think this sounds so easy after all. But Felix and Benji think they're up for the challenge. Do you think they will succeed? You're going to have to read Millionaires for the Month by Stacey McAnulty to find out. And back to you, Callie.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris, and thank you to all of our fabulous presenters today. And of course, a great big thanks to the Omaha Public Library Foundation for sponsoring today's program, and the Richard Brooks Foundation for sponsoring our summer reading prizes. All right. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to announce the winners of our door prizes here. And those prizes, you'll be able to pick them up from the branch that you put in your form starting by Friday. And if you didn't win today, be sure to come back for our next virtual book blast that's going to be July 14th, where we're going to have all new books to recommend with all new presenters and more door prizes. So, drum roll. Today's prize winners, I've got to look at this screen over here. So, and if I mispronounce your name, I apologize so much. Okay, our winner, the first winner of a $25 gift card is Nazaya Adela, and we're going to send an email out to all of our winners too, in case you're not entirely sure. And our second $25 gift card winner to the Bookworm is Shannon Whetstone. Congratulations. Our third $25 gift card winner is Vishwajani Swaminthan. And our fourth $25 gift card winner is Michelle Thompson. All right, so those are the $25 gift cards, and now to our 4 book bundles featuring books from today's event. Our first book bundle winner is Toby Buffenberger. Our second winner is Stephanie Manriquez. Our third book bundle winner is the Blackford family. We've got Aurora and Elise, so you guys can split those books up. And our fourth winner is Gloria Regan. So thank you guys so much for coming and joining us here today. Hopefully we'll see you back here July 14th, and I will send an email out to our prize winners to let you know when you can pick those up, but we should have them at the branch that you wanted to pick them up from on Friday. And that is all. Round of applause for everybody involved today. Thank you so much for helping us make this happen, and bye.